the way, and I think you know this. I don't know if you played Madden, but you were a cheat code for them. They were taking. You were a cheat. You ever play yourself there on Madden? You take advantage of it?
I never did, dog. That was one thing I got NCAA. I was so fired up to go get it. I went and bought it. Hell, I think I bought a PS5, and then I went out and got the Portal. But I still haven't even played it. I love video games when I get a chance to sit down, but my life has been crazy over the last couple years, and then having little kids. I just haven't had a chance to play, and I never played Madden because, I mean, you live it. You play, you go to meetings, you do what you do. Last thing you want to do is go home and then play video games. That's not in my generation. My generation wasn't like that, but this generation, they'll go home and get down and start playing. So, I don't know. Right.
Well, listen, this man is not playing. He won't be playing for the St. Louis Battlehawks. He'll be a quarterback coach running that quarterback room. More than happy to have you here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Anytime you want to come back, my friend, we always enjoy the time. Seneca Wallace, all right?
Thank you for having me. Sorry I was late, man.
Yeah,
Thanks,
man.
Louis.
Absolutely. Good, man. Listen, better late than never. He comes here with the knowledge and
awesome insight. Yep.
It's awesome. He's unbelievable. So, Seneca, we appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
All right, there you go right there. So, Louis, first time you're on the Evolution of Sports Talk.
That was awesome.
You got a former NFL quarterback. So, I got to get to Turnbuckle Talk here. You want to hang out for a little bit?
Because let's do it, man.
You're a wrestling fan here.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right. Let's go out. In fact, we're going to read the comments, and then we'll get out to you, Ralph, and then we'll do Turnbuckle Talk because the phone lines are open for all you wrestling fans out there, WWE, AEW, especially Elimination Chamber, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. So, Ralph, stand by. Let's see here. Was thinking the same today, hearing the news this afternoon. Let's go out. And I know this guy sent us a super chat.
Acknowledge me.
Let's go out to the tribal troll right there. Roger Shue. Welcome to the Evolution.
Peter Blake. Great show, man.
Thank you,
Good
man.
interview with Seneca.
Thank you very much,
Louis,
man.
welcome to the Sports Web, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right. So, Peter.
Yes.
Because you're so busy doing 800 interviews.
Yes.
I sent you a text message.
Yes.
Channel 10 came out and revealed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are ranked 27th out of 32 in the latest NFL Players Association report.
Yes, we saw that.
Your thoughts?
I saw that. Well, it's a players poll. Yes, it Todd Bowles scored high on that with a B+. Of course, his players are trying to play for him. Every fan out there trying to fire Todd Bowles. There's your grade right there. But everything else when it comes to training room, facilities, in fact, they got a grade C because they had ongoing plumbing issues along with a persistent bad odor coming from the Tampa Bay Buccaneer locker room. Although I think it's a normal thing, from a locker room, but I don't know. It's a player survey. It's been around the league. Bucs didn't do too well about it. 27 out of 32. But here's what I got to say, man. 4 straight NFC South titles. I think they know what they're doing over there. I'll just say that.
Also, check your super chats.
I know you got me $10, man. I appreciate you. You're the man.
That's right.
Yes. All right.
Did you get over your rant? Was your rant adequate?
My rant was adequate. We'll see what happens tomorrow because I got to go back to work tomorrow and I got no Tesla. Thanks a lot to Tesla because my car is broke down. So we'll see how that works out. So I got to go back into work tomorrow and I'm not going to lie, man. I'm kind of dreading it, but I'm going to try to be positive about this. Try to take my experience from this show right now. And
I'll be there to babysit you.
Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you. Babysit this. Babysit this.
You going to do, so you doing Turnbuckle Talk or no?
I'm doing Turnbuckle Talk right now, my friend. I'm going to read these comments and then we'll get out to it. All right.
All right. Have a good night.
All right,
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Good stuff, man. Appreciate it. Okay. So we'll read the rest of these comments. I'm sorry I neglected you guys. Lots of guests tonight. Lots of interviews. All right. Baker has at least 6 to 8 years left. No need to draft a quarterback, says Dave. Absolutely. Baker may not be re-signed by Tampa. Come on, John. Of course he's going to be re-signed. The defensive line needs a shakeup. Absolutely. Defensive staff got a shakeup with Caldwell now coaching the inside linebackers. John, big-time South Carolina fan. Nick Imawari, I believe. Imawari, 6'3", 225, runs a 4.3. He's definitely on the radar. I've heard about him. By the way, John, last year, I'll give him credit, he hit Tyke Smith out of Georgia, who turned out to be very good. The combine is fun to watch, but the film is better. Anthony Richardson, prime example. KR, I would do the Trey Hendrickson deal if possible. Mr. Williams, good job. God bless. Go Tampa Bay Buccaneers for life. 813. Appreciate you, boss. John Lawson Baker is a home in Tampa. He's got another contract. After this one is done, you don't let young franchise quarterbacks walk. Agree. Bolts aren't peaking right now. Absolutely. Shane says, see ya, Whitehead. Jamie, it's to free up money for a Garrett trade. We're hoping. Not dating. Get rid of Baker. Ewer's good quarterback too. Michael says, Peter, how is Baker's health? I don't recall hearing anything of some minor injury he had this year. You think there's any concern there? Not at all. They're going to move on from Kyle Trask. Louis, you expect this. I mean, I get it. Trask got a chance, but I just think it just didn't work. He showed in practice. They saw enough. He's not going to be the backup quarterback. Most likely it's going to be Michael Pratt. Louis, that's what you say. Inside linebacker, huge need. John, love the toughness of Ewers. Marine, that's really something to be happy about. We're losing a pretty solid player. John, bring Kupp to Tampa if Godwin leaves. We'll see. Lots of money there. I don't know if you know where Kupp's going to go. Although, also, ever since Kupp's got that big time contract, he's had a lot of lingering injuries. That's why a lot of teams may not give the Rams everything they want. He actually may be outright cut. Braswell, in my opinion, is a project. If they were a rebuilding project, then yes, give him time to become a starting defensive end. But right now, this team is a playoff team trying to win a title. We need a veteran pass rusher to help our defense get over the top. John says, Kupp, Evans, McMillan, and Ad Otten, lethal passing game. Already a lethal passing game, but you're exactly right. Atlanta's talking about dealing Kyle Pitts. I think Atlanta hasn't used him the right way. Would love for him to find his way to the Bucks. Yeah, we'll see if there's a division.
I would like that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, though. In the division, keep Otten. Ben says Raiders could be in play for Godwin since Pytek is now the GM of Vegas. Christopher O'Reilly, good evening. We need to keep Godwin hands down. Agree with that. Dave, not talking about getting rid of Otten. The Bucks carry 3 tight ends on their roster. Correct. Payne Durham stepped up last year, and also Devin Culp, who was
secretly. I thought Devin Culp. I honestly think moving forward, I think he could be a star emerging. I really do.
He could be. Really the Jets ruined Whitehead and Rodgers. Super chat there by Roger Shue. Appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you for the great content. Marine says, hi, Peter, tuning in from Qatar again. Thank you very much for your service, my friend. Cody, corporate champion. We'll get to that in a moment. JC, buddy. Absolutely. JC Allen was on with us. Killed it. I'm not trying to be a conspirator or anything, but was it lighter Arians that actually brought Brady in, or was it actually the great J.C. Allen? Coincidence? Yes, he was along for the ride. So it may have been all those parties. More than likely, it was light and Arians.
Hey, I called it too. I called it at Foxborough. As Tom Brady's last game at Gillette, I got heckled by Patriot fans, and I said, you guys are going to eat your words because he's going to be in a Buccaneers uniform. You watch.
Well, that's why you're doing a podcast right now, my friend. You're pretty smart, and that's why we got you on the Sports Web. Fully agree, says Marine. Roger Shue, check your text messages. I did. Dave, Winfield really needs a big bounce-back season to justify the contract. I know he was just injured, but he was not good last year. He was not. Who picks up JTS? I actually see him signing a practice squad deal with another team. He was a bust. I don't know if he's going to sign a practice squad deal, but I think somebody will kick the tires on him. It'll be a minimal deal. I don't see
wrong system here in Tampa for him.
Agree. Just like the Energizer Bunny, JC, I think that's the Greek right there. Dean is gone. Take it to the bank. Injuries and declining play equals gone. Roger, Pete, hurry up. Check your text messages. Dave, Harry Berg, what's happening, Harry? How you doing? All right. Dave, again, is Shaq back next season on a low money contract for depth? Yes or no?
I would bring him back for depth. Absolutely. To help whoever you're going to bring in for those positions, I'd bring him back for depth. Absolutely. I agree. Had a good deal.
I agree. It's a good question there, Dave. The one thing I don't trust Jason on is picking edge. Yaya has shown flashes, but other than him, the rest have been underwhelming at best. Right there. That's you. JTS, all gas, no brakes. Tim, excellent guest. Thank you. Dave, we can't count on Dennis yet until he shows us a full season. David is a must to bring back, as well as a draft a linebacker. second, and third. Abraham, hi, Peter, Blake, and JC Allen. Appreciate you commenting. JC, is Levante a Hall of Famer in your opinion? We'll get that. In your opinion, Louis, is Levante a Hall of Famer? For me, he is.
Absolutely. I mean, I've had this discussion with people out here, and a lot of people don't really know Levante because of the market. But then I'll see them like a week later, and they'll be like, "Holy crap, dude! That dude Levante David is a monster. He's a beast." And I'm like, "Man, I told you, man. The stats don't lie." It's unfortunate. I think it's a lot to do with the Pro Bowl, but I mean, the Pro Bowls don't count, in my opinion. I mean, it's just a popularity contest. But Levante David is a Hall of Famer, and if you don't think Levante is a Hall of Famer, I get your head scanned. I don't know what to tell you.
Love it.
The stats don't lie.
The stats don't lie, and they're right up there with Luke Kuechly. And if you're comparing him to one of the linebackers in Kuechly and Wagner, they're definitely comparable. Let's go out to Abraham again. Jeffrey Bassa out of Oregon. Dave, no Greenlaw. Dude quit on his team. We don't need that in our locker room. I don't think it was Greenlaw that quit. I think you got that confused. Greenlaw's the one that went for the major injury. Is that correct? Greenlaw's not the one who quit. It was the other linebacker. It was not Greenlaw.
Yeah.
Thanks, JC. Good stuff. Seth, Stafford is going to the Titans. Rodgers is going to the Giants. Dave Ruffalo is wrestling talk coming up tonight. Yes, in a couple minutes. Welcome to the Battlehawk Seneca, says Scott. Seneca, who is the Battlehawk starting quarterback? We should have got that answer. Hey, Peter, I saw your notification at 8. I was on the phone. I just got off the phone. Christopher Cole, again, better late than never. I'm going to have to go back and watch the first 90 minutes or so. Christopher, again, I would take Campbell at 19, edge out of Boston College. In the second round, wherever Rodgers goes, he'll want Adams too, but you got to trade for Adams. Also, Rodgers is a leader of men. Agree with that? We agree with that?
Yeah. A buddy of mine, a good friend of mine, who does the Around the NFL show, he's a Bears fan. Ask him about Aaron Rodgers. He'll give you a long, lengthy answer of how Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going to say on this show.
Well, I got my co-host, Mr. Harry the Greek, who's a big-time Bears fan. He has nothing but bad things to say about Aaron Rodgers.
Nothing but bad.
Yes, Mike Rickford right there of the St. Pete Sports Connection there, done at Ferg's on Saturdays. Appreciate you, my friend. Great Iowa State quarterback. Absolutely. And Mike D. Roche, my friend there in Canada. Hey, Peter and Newbie, welcome to the web. With that being said, let's go ahead and get out to it. Turnbuckle Talk here. We got plenty of time. We'll see how long this goes because I can't go past 11. So right there, Mr. Ralph Williams, bodyguard of the Berg. And where do we start, gentlemen? I think it starts with the promo that the final boss, and I think a lot of wrestling fans were kind of wondering when this was going to happen. Of course, WWE SmackDown didn't even know that The Rock was going to come out. It comes out on short notice, cuts this crazy promo up to where he wants Cody to be his champion. And then Cody goes, "You want this belt?" And he's like, "No, I want your soul." Ralph, what do we think of that promo from the final boss? Welcome to the Evolution on the eve of Elimination Chamber on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you, Peter and Louie. It's good to meet you.
You as well.
Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, The Rock likes to throw his weight around. He's in charge. He's the president of the board of TKO, and now he's come up and he's starting to, throw his weight around. I know he's become friends with Cody Rhodes, but deep down inside, he didn't like what happened last year at WrestleMania. It didn't work out for him. Yeah, he ended up with egg on his face, and I think that he really wants that championship belt as much as he's trying to look at it that he doesn't. I don't believe Cody Rhodes is going to do this, and if he does, I'd be really surprised. But who knows? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I don't think he's going to do this thing with The Rock. I think he likes doing what he's doing on his own, and and being a fighting champion and that kind of thing. So I don't see him doing this.
Let me go out to you, Louie. What do you make of this promo? Because I want your soul. It sounds like he wants Cody to sell out. He's talking about money and how he can, help his family out, his wife and his young daughter and all this other great stuff, and how The Rock has more, followers on Instagram. I mean, what do we make of this promo? Could Cody theoretically sell out to The Rock? Do they turn Cody heel to where you have John Cena win the Elimination Chamber and he's the good guy. It's going to win the 17 title there against a heel Cody, or does Cody resist the offer and it's on someone else?
I think first and foremost, that promo that The Rock cut, let's just say him coming back and with the the Gucci or the Louis Vuitton, whatever it is that he's wearing, cashmere vest.
Yes.
I like, it's refreshing because growing up seeing The Rock and now you're seeing him in this I don't give a attitude.
Yes.
Watching him say what he said to Cody, I want your soul. I was a little taken back by that. I was just like, oh wow, we're going there. I think it could be leading up to something like, maybe they're building up Cody to lose that title. Maybe they are making him going in the wrong direction, if you will. I don't know. It's tough to tell, man, because there's so much going on. There's so many guys going into the Elimination Chamber. Let's CM Punk. You have John Cena. Could John Cena go in there? And I don't know. But it's very exciting and it's very good. I will say. I mean, but do I think Cody's going to turn heel? I would like to see it. I think Cody's done some of his best work as a heel, especially with Ring of Honor and all that stuff. I think he's done really good as a heel. But with The Rock, though, I mean, I don't even know how that would play out. What do you mean by you want my soul? Like, I know what you mean, but like, what is it? I don't know. It took me back a little bit. It looped me in.
Yeah, it did. Absolutely. I think it all did. I think it was a great promo. I think some of us were like, whoa, you say, I want your soul.
Back. Yeah. Like those are dark words, man.
Oh, they are dark words.
Peter, I have a scenario here, and I agree with Louis in one perspective that I think Cena could win the title at WrestleMania, fight Cody Rhodes, win the title, and The Rock go up against John Cena. How many battles have they had over the years that Rock has won the title, Cena took it back? Cena won the title, Rock took it back. How many times has that happened? That could be. I think The Rock might want to go out on top and maybe say, hey, look, Cena's here. Let's put the title on him, and then maybe move Cody to a heel. Cody get the title back at a later time or something like that. Maybe Cody goes and fights The Rock. I don't know. But I think that I agree with Louis there. They might have John Cena win this title, and then The Rock go after John Cena.
And I think you guys are missing it here, because the guy that it could be corporate, it's crazy to think. To me, it's CM Punk. That's what nobody
exactly. Satan himself. Satan himself. He said it. He said he's dropped those words against, who was it? Logan Paul. I don't know, but they could go in the direction where, because The Rock did say, hey, I like this one. If you remember last year from the Raw after, the WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, he said, hey, can I hold that title? Hey, I like this. I think he was planting seeds then. I think we could be seeing something where The Rock eventually does get that title and he kind of holds that title hostage, if you will. And maybe, this is probably going to be a long buildup, if you will. But if it's me, the way I would do it is I'd have The Rock hold that title hostage. And this is a good way to whoever it is that takes that title back, where it could be Cody, and you could possibly bring back, I know they teased bringing back the winged eagle belt, but this could be a way of, introducing a modified version of it. And also maybe just having The Rock hold that title, because he is the final boss, having him hold that title hostage, and kind of things being in decay, because it's almost like he's playing into this, like, I wouldn't say like Luciferian thing, but obviously you go down the rabbit hole, you see all these things in the world, it's almost like he's like the whole, I want your soul. It's just, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to explain.
No, it's not, because it kind of reminds you of a storyline way back with Vince McMahon and how The Rock was wrestling with Stone Cold, and Stone Cold sold his soul to Vince McMahon and went heel, and nobody could believe that. And they were shaking hands and having a beer. And of course, he helped, Stone Cold over The Rock. It could be the same type of deal. And this is where I think John Cena could win the Elimination Chamber. Cody turns The Rock down. He has the title. And then somehow, some way, CM Punk is able to force his way in because what? He has that favor from Paul Heyman.
Right.
And the favor, Heyman goes to The Rock, and he's able to get into it, and it's a 3-way there. And eventually, CM Punk would turn corporate. Let's go back out to these comments here. I hope Sammy puts a hurting on the fellow Canadian KO in an unsanctioned match. I mean, let's talk about that, guys.
I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, talk about how do you think this is going to play out? Because KO to me is such a great heel, and then he's stalking Sammy there with his family, saying, "I don't want to hurt you, but I'm going to hurt you." It has not been sanctioned. I mean, this to me seems like it's going to be KO over Sammy, and somehow, some way, it's going to lead up to another WrestleMania match. How do we see this happening, Louis?
I agree. I think it's going to lead up to a big WrestleMania match. I mean, we've seen this. Anybody who's followed these two guys throughout the independents and into now to WWE, we've seen this 100 times, but 100 times it's been great. And I only think it gets better and better and better. Now with this, I think KO is going to take this one. I think he's going to beat him up so bad, and I think he's going to take this one. And I think it's going to lead up to a match of some sort at WrestleMania. And I think Sami Zayn eventually gets his glory and comes out on top.
Ralph, how do you see it?
Well, first of all, Kevin Owens should have been fired after he did what he did to Randy Orton, but that's beside the point because Nick Aldis lied when he told everybody he was cracking a whip as a general manager. I don't see it, but that's beside the point. I agree with Louis, and I agree with the fact that KO probably will win this match. And, we'll see where it goes from there because he's crazy enough to try. He's going to try anything he can to win matches, KO. And he's using his heel turn psychological tactics, and he's doing anything he can to win. Then again, he could have another embarrassing loss like he did in that ladder match.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. And I tell you right now, it seems like it's going to lead up to, if it's not going to lead up to KO and Sammy, where KO absolutely hurts Sammy to where he can't wrestle, maybe it's the eventual appearance of Randy Orton, who has been gone, where Randy Orton, KO take on each other. Take my money at that point, because I think that's kind of the match everybody wants to see at WrestleMania 41. Louis, what do you think? Randy Orton, KO wins that match, and then you have the appearance of Randy Orton coming back for WrestleMania season.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't see, the thing is with KO and Sammy, like I said, we've seen this so many times. It's enjoyable, but do I really want it? Like, I thought they were going to build that up. I mean, I thought they were going to push that for WrestleMania, but they're going to do that for the Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I could see Randy Orton and KO going at it at WrestleMania. What kind of a match would that be? That's to be determined. But yeah, I could definitely see that. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, no holds barred or last man standing. I mean, why not do it up? I'm still trying to figure out this elimination
ambulance match.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And then you look at the Elimination Chamber. How are you going to fit in Seth Rollins? Is it going to be a 3-way, which is what we talked about on this show, Ralph, where it's Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins? How did they work? How did they work this out? There's so many areas and so much interest and intrigue, if you will, when it comes to the Elimination Chamber on Saturday night. Let's move on to the women's Elimination Chamber. I think it's Bianca Belair at this point, and it only makes sense for her to face Rhea Ripley because it's all been decided that Stratton is going against Charlotte Flair. Louis, let me ask you, what did you think about Charlotte coming back, and do you think they'll put Charlotte over Tiffany, or is it Tiffy time?
I don't think it's Tiffy time. I think it's going to be Charlotte, just because I think it's too early for Tiffany Stratton. I think it's going to be Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte's she's very good at being a heel. I prefer her as a heel. I was actually there in Providence at that live event that she actually messed up her knee. And I enjoy watching Charlotte. I love Charlotte. I don't like when she tries to pander to the crowd because it just comes off as fake. I like the arrogant, cocky Charlotte Flair, and I think it's Charlotte. I don't think it's Tiffany. I don't.
And see, to me, Ralph, everybody has seen Charlotte win so many titles before. I get it. I mean, this is the vehicle where you use that to put over young talent. And for me, it should be Tiffy time. What do you say? Is it Tiffy time, or is it Charlotte once again winning the title, where a lot of fans will be like, "Oh, here we go again."
It's Charlotte because it's Charlotte. I mean, she's the headliner. She's the one that she's Ric Flair's daughter. She's a 14-time women's champion. She wants to tie her dad, maybe even beat her dad out. That kind of thing. It's getting close and close for her. She's in her 40s now. I think she's 41 years old, and I think it's time for her to probably get 2 more titles, tie or overdo her dad and retire. And that's where it's coming to right now. She's divorcing Andrade, and so her mindset now is on this championship, and her mindset's in a different direction.
Let's go out to the comments here. Christopher Cole, big time webhead of Turnbuckle Talk. The women's tag team championship match on Monday night was badass. I still believe that Naomi attacked Jade. First and foremost, he had new women's tag team champions with Liv and, of course, Raquel Rodriguez. What do we think it's going to happen? Because it certainly points to Naomi doing it. Some people have put out there that it's Bianca Belair who's going to turn heel eventually because, of course, Montez Ford, the Street Profits, he's heel now, so they turn them heel. Do we think it's Naomi, Louis, or is there a possibility it could be Bianca Belair that attacked Jade?
It's definitely Bianca Belair. I mean, you have to make it Bianca Belair just because I feel like her it's getting stale, and she needs a change. And I definitely do think it's Bianca Belair. And I wouldn't mind seeing her as a heel, especially with Montez Ford and them guys. I really wouldn't. I think it's definitely Bianca.
And I think it's Naomi because she seems like the guilty party. Ralph, where do you lie on this?
Oh, absolutely. And you know something? Everyone's right here that's talking about this. Bianca Belair could turn heel. She's become women's champion. And then the Street Profits go get the tag team belts, and they come up with some kind of a faction there or whatever. And hey, that's what I'm looking at, the way I see it there.
Well, look what happened in the Rumble.
Yes,
with Naomi and Bianca. Bianca grabbed her and was like, "What are you doing? Why?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's
and I've always said this. Jade Cargill is a singles wrestler. Yep. She's not a tag team wrestler with a championship. She likes to be on top of the world as a singles wrestler. She seems out of place with Bianca Belair because Bianca Belair is the same way. So I think them two were not getting along. And then if Naomi stepped up and wanted to be in the glory, of course, that would be the ideal to take Jade out.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines here. Let's go out to Curtis. Welcome to Turnbuckle Talk.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? How you doing?
This guy literally just walked in the door from work, brothers.
I got you, man. I got you. We had an early start, so we're nearly at 3 hours at this point. I didn't think I was going to be 3 hours.
God.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me, what have I missed?
Well, you missed Chris Godwin talk. You missed Seneca Wallace coming on. You had missed J.C. Allen. I mean, we're breaking down Combine, Bucks talk, but right now we're talking Turnbuckle and we're talking Elimination Chamber. So how do you see this Elimination Chamber working out, especially on the men's side here, of course, with The Rock, the final boss, giving that sterling promo.
Let me make sure I acknowledge all of you guys. How's everybody doing?
We're doing great. Yes. Louis here from the Frozen Pirate podcast. It's his first night, and this guy jumped right in and is interviewing a former NFL quarterback. So,
all right. Well, Luis, congratulations for coming to our show.
It's an honor, man.
Anyway, Turnbuckle Talk. This is going to be one of the biggest, I think, strangest elimination chambers ever.
Mm.
Because here's the thing. Everybody's a world champion except for Logan Paul.
I'm sorry, guys. My roommate's in the background. He's just yelling and stuff. It's just funny to me. He's yelling in the background. Like he's telling me I yell too much, and then he's yelling in the background. I love that. I love it.
Shit happens. So, but yeah, everybody's a world champion. Everybody's a former world champion except for Logan Paul. Number one, Logan Paul Oh, that is funny. That's him yelling?
That's him yelling in the background. He said yes. He said go Red Sox. He's a Red Sox fan. So
Yeah, baby!
yeah, I got Curtis on the line, who's a Red Sox fan. Red Sox fans unite here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Stevie is in the backgroround, big-time Red Sox fan.
World Series, baby!
I don't know about all that.
Hookers and blow.
Well, okay. But anyway, so listen.
Yes.
I want to know, before I tell you guys what I got to tell you,
Yes.
what is you guys' prediction for the Elimination Chamber?
Well, I mean, I got John Cena winning, and then I think somehow, some way, CM Punk is going to work into that because Cody Rhodes is going to turn down The Rock, not sell his soul, not be his champion, and you could see a three-way there where it's CM Punk, corporate guy for The Rock, John Cena, and you see, of course, Cody Rhodes.
I don't know, man. Like thinking about it right now, not to cut you off.
I'm thinking about it too. I'm like, does that work? No.
I honestly, I think with the Elimination Chamber, I think CM Punk is going to win that Elimination Chamber. I really do. And I think The Rock and Cody are going to have those talks. And I honestly think that the build up to that main event is going to be CM Punk and just discussed, like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Type of deal. Wow. Obviously, Punk's going to get his main event, but I don't know. I don't think Punk's going to win that match at WrestleMania. I think because I think he's going to be so obsessed with that title. I think that title is going to consume him almost. Like it's done a lot. Like previously with what happened. Remember that CM Punk run? He came back, you know, he had his title, him and John Cena went at it, and then he went on, it was like the 200th or 300th day, whatever it was, and then he started turning heel because it consumed him. He was obsessed with it. I think the same thing's going to happen with Cody. I think eventually he will, quote unquote, sell his soul to The Rock, and I think you're going to see a Punk and Cody Rhodes main event. I think because Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins have that hatred. That might be another WrestleMania match I'm predicting, but it's gonna be interesting though. It definitely is gonna be interesting.
Definitely gonna be interesting, Ralph.
Here's the interesting thing, guys. Logan Paul, you know, is he lying to everybody and telling everybody he's going to be a full-time wrestler, which he hasn't been? And I don't like Logan Paul involved in this anyway because he really hasn't been a full-time wrestler. I don't think he ever will. I think he's nothing but a liar. So, you know, he's the guy. But I will say this. He could be the wild card. He could be the one to win this. Because, you know what? WWE likes Logan Paul. They bring him around all the time for certain events. And, you know, I really don't want him being the champ because he lies. He'll say he's full-time, and then he'll end up only being part-time. We don't need a part-time champ.
Let me go ahead and give you something to think about, guys. Curtis, you're on the line. I know you love John Cena. What happens if The Rock and John Cena got together and Cena turned heel? Because this has always been about what? He wants a championship. It doesn't matter if he inserts himself in the Royal Rumble. Doesn't matter if he inserts himself in the Elimination Chamber. He thinks what's best for business is John Cena to eclipse Ric Flair with the 17th title. What if I told you with the history of The Rock and John Cena that Cena doesn't turn heel and go all Hulk Hogan on everybody with his heel run there with the Doctor of Thugonomics selling out?
Wait a minute.
To the
Are
Rock.
You talking about Hollywood Cena?
I'm talking about Hollywood Cena.
The heel turn that we never got.
Right. Why not do it now?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? I can see that because can I piggyback off of that?
Go for it, man.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that because I don't see Cody Rhodes turning because the WWE other than the Attitude Era.
Yes.
The biggest time for WWE was John Cena's 10-year run.
Ruthless aggression, yes.
They're looking for a John Cena. They're looking for that guy to carry the weight, and Cody right now is the guy to carry the weight.
The merch sales and stuff like that for the kids with Cody Rhodes. But I don't know. I think we're in a different era of WWE. I really do. I don't think that those same rules apply anymore. I think what's really gonna make like things really like escalate is somehow, some way, like I said, you having Cody doing something bad, something like terrible, as selling your soul just to keep that title.
I can see it. The one thing I see though is the WWE needs a good guy. Who's a good guy? Who's the good guys right now?
Well, it's supposed to be Cody. It's supposed to be Sami Zayn. It's who else?
Jey Uso.
That's again, this is why I honestly do think Cody might turn heel, just because Jey Uso right now is on fire. I've got to witness his entrance, and when we went there in Providence, and that whole building.
You know I apologize. I forgot all about Jey.
Yeah, like that building, like the energy. Like I went out and bought a shirt for my girlfriend. She liked them. She's like, "Hey, this
think
energy
it's
is
Jey's time anyway."
Yeah, like, and not only that, like when he opens the shows, you see the energy, you see the crowd. I mean, honestly, I think he's more popular than Cody Rhodes. I really do. Right now, in this moment in time, I think he has more of advantage. I think he gets a better pop than Cody. He does. That's my opinion.
I agree with that.
Thank you.
And I think it'll be a huge disappointment if they don't put the title on him at WrestleMania.
I think they can go both ways with that. I mean, because like Gunther, like I like him a lot. I think a lot of people don't, but I like him just because the way he approaches a match, like the way he wrestles, he's just that to me, he's a brute. Like he just wears you down. He's the guy. It's the typical David versus Goliath, him and Jey Uso. And I honestly do believe, I don't know, you could go both ways. You could go Jey Uso in that main event, or you can go Gunther.
I'll give you this. And this is what I'm thinking. Let's say Cody drops the title to Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And Jey, I believe that if Cody drops the title to Cena, Jey Uso a win, because you need John Cena's a part-timer.
Correct.
And you need a full-time champion.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if the heavyweight championship that Jay's going to win is going to be on Netflix. Mm-hmm. You don't want a part-time champion on Netflix.
No, sure, you're right.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I like Gunther, but how often does he wrestle?
Yeah.
Well, with a guy like that, I think the persona, I like what they're doing, because with a guy like that, you want to protect him. He has that smugness, that attitude where it's just like you see it, he demoralizes people on the microphone, like, oh, I don't need to wrestle you, you're a peasant, and then when you see this guy come out and you see him wrestle and he just wears people down, those chops, you couldn't pay me to take one of those chops, no thank you. But no. That's the presence of Gunther. Like, he doesn't need to go out and do that every night. And I think WWE, and Triple H, he knows, he's seen the past mistakes with these big guys. They like the Big Show was overutilized every week wrestling. It wasn't like a once in a while thing. That's what I like about Gunther. They're kind of protecting his longevity. And like I said, you can go both ways with Gunther at WrestleMania. You can put the championship on Jey.
I definitely agree with you.
Yeah,
and I think me and Peter talked about this before.
Yes,
it's nice to watch wrestling and not know what the hell is going on.
Well, and I think
it's nice to not watch it and easily predict what the next move is.
Agreed.
Hey, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. So let's
Curtis,
see what happens.
we appreciate the call. Use the second call for online, okay?
Yep.
All right, let's go out to this guy right here. Let's go out to Sun Devil Dave. Dave, welcome to Turnbuckle Talk. You're on with yours truly, along with Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast, and of course Ralph Williams, bodyguard of the Berg, here on Turnbuckle Talk, talking Elimination Chamber.
Great job, everybody.
Great job,
Louis.
Thank you.
Great
Ralph,
job.
and you guys are doing awesome. I wanted to get in before the 11 o'clock hour. I know you're going to be cutting it down here pretty soon.
Right.
I wanted to talk about, we're forgetting about 5 Feet of Fury.
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, we are forgetting about her. Absolutely.
She's
and that would be the women's elimination chamber, which also has some intrigue there. I think it's going to be Bianca Belair, but
I wanted to bring her up only because I think now when Bianca and Naomi lost the belts to Liv, and I call her Big Mama Diesel. Basically, now I think they got to do something with Carter. Is Carter going to be ready to wrestle by WrestleMania, or what's going on with her?
We have no idea at this point. I would assume they're going to bring her back now.
Because what I'm thinking is that, I think that Bianca's going to be dealing with her, and I don't think it'd be good, good to have her with Rhea Ripley. I think they could go with Alexa using her, maybe bringing the Wyatt Six and do all that supernatural stuff. And, she's already had a couple little promos with doing a little Wyatt Six stuff in the background.
Has that gotten over for you,
maybe
by the
help
way?
Her win the Elimination Chamber, and then she goes after Rhea Ripley.
Right. Has the Wyatt Six for you gotten over? Or is it a little bit flat at this point? I'm going to ask Dave, and then I'll go to my panel here. But Dave,
I like the Wyatt Six. I know a lot of people are thinking that it's pretty much done and over with. Maybe Triple H is kind of giving up on it, but he's bringing back Alexa Bliss, and they're still using little promos. So maybe they're going to use her as kind of like the new leader.
Yeah,
Wyatt Six, maybe.
Right.
And taking over and having Uncle Howdy in the background. Who knows? I mean, but I think the Wyatt Six are going to be somehow involved with her at Elimination Chamber, and I'm hoping. I love her promos. It's great to see her back, and I know she's been through a lot with the pregnancy and then some other cancer issues or some other health issues she's had.
Sure.
So it's good to see her back, and hopefully
looks great.
WrestleMania. So just wanted to add that in.
Okay.
Great job, guys.
What's your prediction for the men's Elimination Chamber?
Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going Alexa Bliss as the winner for the women's, and then for the men's, I'm going to have to go with John Cena. And the reason is because, in a way, when John Cena did that little announcement, it's almost like that was kind of like a heel way of doing things. Like, okay, I didn't have to qualify. I'm just going to put myself in elimination chamber.
Could he sell out? Do you think he could sell out to The Rock? Could he be The Rock's champion? Could he sell his soul
I think
to
it
him?
has to work that way because I think they have too much merchandise and everything going well with WWE. He's the face, and I can't see them making a heel turn right before WrestleMania for Cody. So I think Cody gets beat down by The Rock when he decides he wants to do it, and he looks at Cena, and then Cena turns heel and just beats the crap out of Cody, which, I mean, the whole place would go nuts.
Yes.
And then Cena's like, I'm going to be, corporate Cena,
Oh, I think that could be a problem, though. Just because.
Go on, Louis.
I don't think so. I think the reaction that that they would want, they wouldn't get, just because if you turn Cena heel, you know how many people in that audience would stop cheering, like, just because we, like, the older generation wanted that heel turn. I think that you'd blow the roof off the place with that, because it's almost kind of like bringing that NWO feel again, Yep. I just think you would. I don't know it, but then again, we never know what can happen, and that's what's great about the WWE right now. It's just it's nothing's predictable. We don't know.
It's fluid. It really is, and we don't know where Randy.
It's going to be
exciting.
Coming. It's going to be exciting, and again, it could go a lot of different ways. Maybe, like you said, it could be the Punk, Cena, and then Rhodes. Triple threat. Maybe Punk goes heel, corporate heel. Who knows? I mean, he could go a lot of different directions.
That would be.
I just
crazy.
feel it's going to be Cena, but
can you imagine?
Punk's always better as a heel.
Yeah, he is better as a heel. He really is. And then he goes corporate heel. So the guy that drops all the pipe bombs, that talks all this stuff about Dwayne Johnson, all of a sudden is the final boss is champion.
It'd be great is if, like, they kind of do it like when Hogan did the turn at the Bash at the Beach, and maybe The Rock's beating the crap out of Rhodes, and then Cena comes out like everyone thinks he's gonna save Rhodes. And then Cena just beats the crap out of Rhodes.
I don't think there's anything that can ever duplicate that. First and foremost, where were you when that happened?
What was it, 96?
Yes, 96 Bass at the Beach at Daytona Beach.
I mean, I kind of remember vaguely. I mean, I was out in Phoenix somewhere partying it up. I was like in my 20s, so I don't know. I was probably passed out somewhere. But
he was tanked out. All right.
But anyways, I just remember that. I think it would be great to see Cena go heel. Honestly, it would be so much fun to watch. So
all right, Sun Devil Dave.
Maybe
anything else?
Another quick thing. With the Devils, I think Bobby Hurley is going to be fired as ASU basketball coach because he's been struggling in the Big 12. So I hate to see that happen, but I just want to add that in there.
All right, Sun Devil Dave, we got you. Use that second call if you want to. All right, great job.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, man. Good stuff there. All right, where were you in '96 when Bash at the Beach, Hogan shocks the world there? Louis.
How old was I in '96? I think it was like maybe 10. When I seen that, I was just because I used to love Hulk Hogan growing up as a kid. It was him, the Ultimate Warrior, and Bret Hart, and the Undertaker. Those are my four guys. I loved Bret Hart a lot, but Hogan, obviously, growing up as a kid, like he was the man. Seeing that, I was like, wow, you douchebag. You know what I'm saying? It got me. He reeled me in, and then I remember him cutting that promo, the new order of professional wrestling. And
Yes.
at the time, like I was just like, "Holy crap, this is crazy!" You know. And look, I'll go back now and I'll rewatch that over and
Mhm.
over sometimes because it was great. It was good stuff, man. It was awesome stuff. That was awesome.
Yeah. And the original member that they were going to have was going to be
Sting.
Sting at the
Yeah.
time, which would have been an interesting dynamic. Eventually, he joins the NWO, but of course, he has the Sting Crow gimmick.
Yeah.
Goes against Hogan. It's not the
That was
best.
perfect. That worked
Right.
out perfect.
It worked out perfect. Besides the match, the ending. If they would have had a WWE storyline like they had with
Yeah.
Cody and Roman Reigns, it would have been perfect because
Oh,
it
yeah.
should have been like that, and it wasn't like that. It messed it up with Bret Hart coming out and all this other nonsense. But Hogan knew it was going to be great, and
It was
Bischoff.
kind of a mess, though.
Yeah.
That match was kind of a mess. It was unfortunate. I mean, again, I like going back and watching those old matches,
Yes.
and you think what could have been. But I wanted to talk about real quickly. You were going to ask us about the Wyatt Six.
Yeah, the
Now,
White.
Ralph,
Talk about it.
Ralph, I wanted to ask you, what's your take on them?
Well, I think right now they're lost in the shuffle here. They just cut the final testament. The majority of the group got cut, except for Karrion Cross.
Mhm.
I don't think there's room for them. I just don't think there's anything in the cards for them, and it hasn't happened since they've come back. That's what I think about the Wyatt Six.
Well, it's also hurt that Uncle Howdy's been out. Of course, Bray
Yeah.
Wyatt's brother's been out with an injury. I just there's no supernatural effect to me, and it's just been done. We've seen it, and
Yeah.
you know, people always say, would the Undertaker fit in this day and age? I'm not sure. You know, the supernatural effects. You know, maybe it caught lightning in a bottle. I still think the Undertaker
Yeah.
was a hell of a gimmick at the time, but
Well,
it's
they vaulted him. You know,
yes,
you see
yeah,
like the dark, like you saw it with the AJ Styles match, which I
correct,
thought a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. I thought
it's
it was a
amazing,
perfect send off. I
correct,
really did. I thought it was a
correct,
perfect send off because you had that mixture, you had the aura of every Undertaker from every generation, and that's what that was supposed to be. It was supposed to be his true send off. As far as the Wyatt Six go, the thing is, you know, I listen to a guy here and there, Jim Cornette, and he's very crucial about these things. And I kind
yes,
of have to agree with him on the whole supernatural stuff. It doesn't work anymore. And
no,
I think that was a big part of why a guy like Malachi Black / Aleister Black didn't work out in AEW. The supernatural stuff does not work. Like I, I would have took a different approach to that. So like with the Wyatt Six, the way I would book these guys is all right, these guys are looking like cannibals, like whatever. I would not do the supernatural stuff. You want to do this like the introduction, like the intro, like the music and stuff like that, you want to come out like that, that's fine. But we know and like stop insulting our intelligence. Like we know you
yes,
can't teleport. We know you can't do that. A guy like Malachi Black, I think that's what really hurt him in AEW with the whole Satanist and all that stuff. And like I have magical. No, you don't.
no,
You're a guy. Like stop insulting us. Speaking of Malachi Black, what if nobody sells their soul to The Rock? What if, you know, everything goes well for Cody and then he wins WrestleMania, he beats Punk, and then we have a guy who has sold his soul, a so-called Malachi Black, appear on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania from
mm,
The Rock.
mm.
I mean, is this contract up with AEW? Does anybody know?
Yeah,
It is,
yeah,
it,
it is.
it is up
Yes,
with AEW. Also,
Bold
Miro,
prediction.
yes,
Miro, Ricky Saint,
Ricky
instead of
Saints.
Starks. Yeah, he's in NXT right now. The Hardys are back. I hear their contract's up real soon with TNA. They're gonna come back to WWE for their final farewell this year. It's kind of like Cena, so you know they're getting ready to step away.
We're
And,
getting old, fellas.
and going back to the supernatural stuff, that really hurt. A guy that I really liked was Finn Balor. Did you see that match he had with Roman Reigns
Mm.
with
Yeah,
the demon thing? Like that
with
was
the demon,
that
I
killed him.
loved him with the demon, Louis. I
Yeah,
did
but
personally. I loved him
but
with the demon.
what hurt? I think what hurt Finn Balor was like the I don't know what was going on. He was like the music was coming on. He was laid out from the bloodline, and he was like that killed him. I'm sorry, it did. And Now you look at a guy like Finn Balor, and I can't look at him in the same light just because like I thought that was so outrageous. Like nobody was buying that.
No.
I liked the demon persona,
Mm.
but you cannot insult my intelligence with this supernatural stuff. I don't go for it. I'm not 11 years old anymore. I don't think the Undertaker can turn the lights on and off. I'm not 11. That's the problem with this new era of wrestling. Like everything has to be more believable. So when guys like the Wyatt Six come out, the way you got to book those guys, like savages. You know what I'm saying? Unfair, ruthless, don't care about wins and losses and titles. Just when they come out, people fear that group. You get what I'm saying? And that's the way they should have booked the House of Black instead of all the spooky supernatural stuff. Malachi Black, this guy, Tommy End, he's an actual Muay Thai fighter. He trains in Muay Thai. Why not? All right, we get it. You're a Satanist, or you're into this dark stuff. Let's book him like he's all right. This is his persona. We don't need the spooky goo and stuff like that. And that's what's really hurting. That's what's really hurting guys, like Bo Dallas and the rest of the Wyatt Six, because those guys are very talented. They just need to be. You need to take away that stupid stuff. And I said the same thing with Roman Reigns when Roman was doing all that like goofy stuff. I told my girlfriend, I said, they need to put him with a heel manager. They need to take the stupid vest off, let him be a Samoan badass. Long and behold, here we are. And look how that worked out.
It did. He turns heel with Paul Heyman, which is a shock, and
perfect.
Comes out and of course he speared Bray Wyatt at the time for the title. Takes the title off of Bray Wyatt, and I thought, listen, WWE, they missed out on their opportunity to anoint Bray Wyatt at the time, because you should have put him over The Undertaker at WrestleMania. They dropped on that.
I agree with you 110% on that. And the whole Brock Lesnar Undertaker thing, that should have never happened. I think the Undertaker, the way I would have planted those seeds is you would have had the Undertaker go over Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar had nothing to lose from a loss. You could have still booked him to be the genetic freak that he is.
Right.
But he should have went over on the Undertaker. The Undertaker should have went over on Brock, but he should have been so beat up that going into that next WrestleMania, building a storyline with Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt being like that predatory, like smelling like a shark, and like a shark smelling blood in the water. That's the guy that you should have had end the streak, because you would have catapulted Bray Wyatt into the stratosphere, because Bray Wyatt was so talented. Those promos of just like, you have this guy in the swamp, like that was believable to me. All right, this dude's a psychopath.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And having him go over the Undertaker, it was only fitting. Unfortunately, it didn't work that way, but that was just that's my opinion.
Well, Vince was running time things at the time. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up here. Give me some final thoughts here, Ralph, on the Elimination Chamber on Saturday night.
It's going to be interesting. We'll see if Cody sells his soul to The Rock. What's going to happen there in that storyline? And we have a lot of good talent in both Elimination Chamber matches. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see what goes on with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn as well.
Yep. I want to go out to these comments, Louis, before we get to you here. Thank you very much for your time. I'm hoping Mike D. Roche, I'm hoping Raquel turns on Liv. I don't know if that's going to happen yet, because they're tag team champions, still cage match. Mike says, whatever happened to Cody Graves? And Cody Graves was supposed to be the NXT announcer. Now his wife, Camilla, got let go.
Carmella.
So Carmella, she has something to say about it. So I don't know if Cody Graves is or Corey Graves.
I'll be seeing Corey March 15th. I'll be seeing him.
All right.
I'm friends with his father. He has an independent wrestling company here in Pittsburgh, and I'm friends with his father. So
nice. Good stuff. Well, we'll see if Corey Graves, not Cody, his brother, Corey, comes back to announcing. Kofi and Xavier Woods, not very good heels. Yeet will lose big to Gunther. I think they put over Jey Uso. I think he got to. Mike D. Roche, Bash at the Beach of version 2. Cena turns major heel. That would be cool. Gunther is a very blah heel. Christopher Cole, Jade might come back on Saturday. I expect it. Hardy's won NXT last night. Absolutely. And Bobby Reigns, Rock versus Cody at WrestleMania, just simply put, somehow, some way, The Rock is going to face Cody Rhodes. Is this the match that everybody's not talking? We keep on talking about John Cena and CM Punk, but is this the match that it's going to be leading up to? Because there's been a lot of rumors that The Rock is still doing movies, not going to be able to do WrestleMania 41. But when it comes down to it, if you're taking my money from Las Vegas, Louis, is it The Rock versus Cody Rhodes you want to see?
No, I don't want to see that. I like the persona that The Rock is doing right now. It's working, and I like it. You know, like last year was a little different. It was a little bit more edgy. Well, I don't know if I should say edgy. That whole "sell your soul to me" thing. that was that again. I was just like, I rewinded it, and I was like, did I just hear that right? Sell your soul. Wow. Okay, we're in a new direction here. Okay. I think he's better off. I don't want to see him in the main event. I really don't. I want to see kind of like what you were saying with The Rock and Stone Cold, where Stone Cold, McMahon handed him that chair, he cracked him. What was that, WrestleMania 17 or 18?
17.
I think
Yes,
17. Yeah, cracked him, and you seen the devil himself shaking in hands with Stone Cold, and I when I was watching, I was like, holy shit, here we go again. Like that.
Yeah.
That to me, that was huge. But no, I don't want to see The Rock in the main event. I want him to somehow be incorporated in it, but I don't want to see him in it like wrestling. No.
Was it 17, WrestleMania 17 or 18? Because I thought 17 was Rock versus Hogan.
Yeah, that was it.
So you got to look it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it was afterwards. I think it was after. All right, Ralph, how do you see this? I mean, Cody versus The Rock. Is this the match you want to see? Because remember, they had the face-off. The Rock defeated Cody on night one of WrestleMania last year.
Well, here's the scenario. How about a triple threat match? CM Punk and The Rock and Cody. How about that? Because remember, Heyman owes him a favor, and if he wins the Elimination Chamber, you can't chase him out of the match. So they have to incorporate him somehow. If CM Punk or whoever, Seth Rollins, or whoever wins that match, they have to be incorporated in the championship somehow. And with a triple threat match, Rock can cheat. I mean, and stuff like that. So, there you are.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines here. What's your name? Where you calling from? You're on Turnbuckle Talk.
Peter, what's happening, my boy?
What's going on, Mr. Williams? We're talking wrestling on this show. I know you're a big time Bucks fan. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, on that wrestling, man, I hope Sami Zayn beat out of Kevin Owens.
I didn't know Mr. Williams was a wrestling fan. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that's certainly possible. But
Randy Orton here, you have to come back and give Kevin Owens what he deserves.
Oh yeah, well, I definitely think that would happen. But
yeah, and now the last boss.
The final boss. Yes, the final boss. Yes.
Man, come on.
Sell my soul. Give me my soul.
But, bro, come on, man. Leave this to your family, man. Leave it to the fam, man. Come on, bro.
Well,
get back in the act.
He's drunk with power. He's playing the Vince McMahon role without Vince McMahon. It's just funny.
Do like Triple H. If you want to be that close in office, get out the ring, bro.
Well, listen, Triple H had a moment there where he was the authority. Remember? By the way, they showed that.
Come on, man.
They showed that the other day. I have a bone to pick with this because they had Triple H versus Sting at WrestleMania, and they put Triple H over Sting. Did we agree with that? I mean, come on, bro.
No, absolutely not.
Come on.
What really killed that match too was all the nostalgia, the NWO and DX. I didn't like that. Honestly, I honestly think you should have gave Sting his moment. Yeah, I get it. He was a WCW guy. Even it doesn't matter at that point. Sting is an icon. Sting is when I think honestly, if I had to think top 10, Sting is probably in my top 5 of my generation. Yeah. Just because and Triple H has had his glory there with WrestleMania. They should have gave that to Sting. That was a shame.
Yeah. I agree. And Sting's run there was terrible.
Sting and the rest of them guys, man.
Well, it made no, Mr.
Like
Williams.
I'm still a big wrestling
Mr.
fan.
Williams, it made no sense for the NWO to come out with Hall, Nash, and Hogan.
Yeah.
Because they were all enemies in WCW. I understand the nostalgic of it, but it was just like it was really weird. It was funny, but it was weird.
Cheap.
Yeah, but that was my guy, Bill.
Yes.
Bill Goldberg. That's my guy, man.
Yeah, Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
He wants one last match somewhere. He says Vince and WWE owes him a last match. Who you want to see him? You want to see him against Gunther?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. One thing you don't do, you don't bother my kid, man.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for you, and I hope your dad is a better father than he is a wrestler. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Triple H should make that match. I swear he should.
Yes, absolutely.
But though, I want to switch it up just for about 5 seconds, if you got time.
Oh, absolutely. We got time. We all got time here. Yes, we're over 3 hours at this point.
Jordan Whitehead.
Yes.
You gonna be missed. You got your ring, but you ain't really impressed me too much this year.
Right.
And I feel what Coach Bowles is saying. He's halfway out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that, Lord knows. Now, Jason Wright, sit down, look at your books, go to the front office, sit at the round table, drink your coffee, eat your donut, or whatever.
Right. Eat your pancakes, right, from draft day.
Mm-hmm. Back out there on your offense.
Okay.
Put number 14 out there on your offense.
Okay.
I understand we got these other guys that had stepped up when Godwin got hurt, but don't let him walk away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Do not let him walk away from him.
Nah, they're gonna do a good job. They're gonna. I believe they're gonna do everything they possibly can to sign Chris Godwin. Just because the Chris Godwin situation, if you really look at everything, it's a lot like last year with Mike Evans. At the end of the day, Chris Godwin and his wife Ashley, I believe her name is, they built a foundation down in Tampa. They've built a home in Tampa. They've built a family. I mean, so I and to think about it. I think the Buccaneers could get a steal with Chris Godwin. I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, Jason Light has done a fantastic job when it comes to the salary cap and these negotiations of these contracts. I think you can bring back Chris Godwin for $18 to $19 million. I really do, because again, with the state taxes and all that stuff.
54.
Levante David, yes.
We're gonna keep the light on for him.
You have to keep the light on. Yes, you went all Bruce Arians, so we'll keep the light on for you, or Motel 6.
Because he said that I'm gonna play as long as my body let me, but we're gonna keep the light on for Levante Davis because he's in a class by himself right now, because he really done a hell of a job this season, man.
All right, Mr. Williams.
All right, man. A number love to you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
You guys doing a great job.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
The passion, but we don't bring no nonsense on my show.
Right.
I love it. He's getting it. He's absolutely getting it.
Harry.
Yeah, Harry.
Tell him I'm looking for him, Peter.
I know. You need to be looking for him because he owes you wings. Harry is told this man they had a bet, and Harry is not paid up on those wings at all.
Hey, man, I love all you guys, man. Y'all keep up the good work, man.
Appreciate it.
And,
Thank you.
Hey, and our Florida State, we gonna get it together this year, man.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I can't watch any more of that bad football this year. All right, Mr. Williams.
All right, man. Number love, man.
Yeah, man. Love you, brother. All right. Good stuff there. People still calling. I love that. All right. Final thoughts here. Ralph, I know you're getting tired. Give me a final prediction. Elimination Chamber, men's and women's. Go.
Women, Bianca Belair or Liv Morgan. The men's side of it, Seth Rollins or CM Punk.
All right, there we go. Louis.
I'm going to go with Liv Morgan on the women's side. I really do. Just because she's, again, why not? And as far as the men's side, I'm going to say CM Punk. But I think, for a bold prediction, I think you're going to see the heel turn of Seth Rollins. I think he's going to lose his shit. I'm telling you.
Wow. All right. We've already kind of seen that. My predictions.
You saw the seeds playing.
Yes. Bianca Belair for the men's side. I'm going to go with John Cena. But somehow, some way, it's going to be John Cena versus Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. And somebody, it may be CM Punk and maybe John Cena, as turning heel, turning corporate. The Rock will have his champion. Guys, thanks a lot for the time here on Turnbuckle Talk. We'll see you next Wednesday here on the Evolution. All right.
Absolutely.
Have a great one. Thank you.
All right. Good stuff there from those guys. Let's come back here. Appreciate all the guests for the night. It was amazing. I'm not gonna scream because roommates now are kind of sleeping. Thanks to, of course, JC Allen of Sports Illustrated. Thanks to Leo Haggerty, Mitch, the umpire there, Rob Crete, Seneca Wallace, the newest coach of the St. Louis Battlehawks. Thanks to Louis of the Frozen Pirate podcast. I got that right. And of course, Mr. Ralph Williams, bodyguard of the Berg. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. YouTube super chats are open. You already saw the Tribal Troll. Give $10 tonight. Keep on giving there if you like the content. And of course, friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. Do 3 things. You know them, you love them, you got to have them. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, for you guys, it's your time, especially fans of the Sports Web, the Tampa Bay sports fan. We'll see you next time on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. As always, go Bucks.